Hey guys, it's Shawn Ziem, the host of the Webtalk Legends Podcast. We've been doing this for a while, and the reason behind this whole thing is to provide value. So, those that I bring on, my guests, will share some things that have happened in their life, trials and tribulations, the successes and the failures, talk about adversity, personal development, you name it. So, if you're afraid of getting in front of the camera and you want to get on this show, please hit me up. I would love to be and have you on and share some stories. A couple housekeeping things. Those that are popping in. We love having comments, but first things first, make sure you drop a hashtag live. If you're on live, hashtag replay on the replay. If you're one that's an overachiever, which we love, drop a comment where you're watching from. Drop a couple of emojis throughout. If you like, dislike, thumbs up, thumbs down. If pound, you might have the the fire, the bomb, what have you. Drop them. The algorithm picks it up. We love it. And then don't forget, if you didn't like it, share this video so we could help as many people out there as we possibly can. So let me bring on a friend of mine. What's going on, George? How are you?
What's up, Mr. Shawn Ziem, the insurance doctor? What's going on, brother?
It's been a while. I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day to drop some knowledge and give some golden nuggets for people that are watching. And I'm always talking about this. It's not what you hear; it's what you implement, what you take action with. And a lot of people have all this information, but they don't use it. Right? They go to a workshop, so they go to listen to podcasts. And, I learned this and that. Did you apply? No. So that's what I'm hoping more people apply what we're talking about so they have more success. Before we even get into it, George, I love hearing it from my guests. Who are you and what do you do?
Just your top producing humble realtor out of New Jersey. Run and own the elite group at Remax Central. And we pretty much service all your real estate needs from North to South Jersey. Dirty Jersey, baby. Boom.
Did you grow up in Jersey?
No, I'm originally from Washington Heights, Spanish Harlem area. I grew up and I moved to Jersey in 1998, and I've been living here since 1998. I feel like a Jersey boy, but still have the New York mindset, the Empire state of mind. But yeah, everything you learn how to survive in New York, you bring that to Jersey.
You have to survive, right? And are you a Taylor ham or a pork roll?
I am definitely pork roll.
Oh, shit. Well, we got to stop this now.
The Taylor ham situation is the New York and uptown, North Jersey type environment. Here it's bacon, egg, and cheese. You know that.
Yep, and some people go the salt and pepper and the ketchup and everything else on there. So, no, it's a funny thing that you got in Jersey. A lot of you don't have that around different parts. There's different things in different states, different countries. We are global on this, so people are going to be popping in all over the world. But it's interesting what is unique things for states and for the countries and things like that. So that's awesome. I love the hoodie, man. It's all about branding, right? Yeah.
Blink twice if you need a realtor. We got you.
I like that. And it's something that I know I've talked about in the past, and I like to hear it from everyone. It's all about the brand. The brand that you personally develop. You have your company is, one way, but you have a brand. And a lot of people that are new to the business are always thinking the company is the one that's going to make them all the money, but it's not. It's the brand that you are strategic, you are hyper local, no matter what you're selling, what you're involved in. If you're in real estate, if you're in insurance, you're in network marketing, or whatever, it's your brand that really will kick ass. How do we help people with developing their brand?
Well, I got to tell you, I started with, a few brokerages in the beginning. Everybody, and obviously, look, it's not to talk bad about any brokerage or any team or any agent for the matter. A lot of places, businesses, realtors, teams, they promise you the world, right? But in reality, you really have to be there. You have to be present. You have to catch on. You have to execute, right? Like you talk about execution. Listen, I've been doing real estate that just turned 11 years. I've been running my own team for about 8. So in reality, yes, the brokerage does have an effect in terms of branding and digital SEO and Google Analytics and background links on. If there's anything about marketing, obviously we're in the digital world, right? So like, yes, I send paper mail, I send flyers, I do all of that. But at the end of the day, how do you get your brand, your business, right, out to the mass? And I gotta tell you, I've been in Remax for 8 years. Like it does have a big exposure for my business. That's where I started. I was the first one hired under new ownership for Remax Central. I've grown since then. This is actually my third team that I'm involved in, and all 3 of them I owned. Obviously, with changes, this is the one that I'm currently involved in, and the elite group has had success, growth. I'm more humble in the way I approach the business. So I feel like with my team, I basically don't have it the George Pavlushkin group. I have it as the elite group. So in essence, every single one of my agents, they have their own entity, right? It could be
Right.
Shawnee Elite, it could be Georgia Elite. I pretty much feel like I've come to a level where I don't need the brand, the recognition, and all of that, because obviously they know my name. They know when the offers go out. They know who they're dealing with. But it's how do I build my team also to grow and develop under the brand. And
Right.
I'm seeing a lot of changes, right, in the real estate world, predominantly for big changes, right, with the rates increasing, the buyers kind of like when Houdini, we're still managing to succeed and work. But obviously, look, a lot of the business that you normally have kind of dwindled away, right? Because a lot of the buyers couldn't afford, and that goes to affect your business, my business, title, mortgage, everything. So I always say, look, it's during COVID or during pandemic, it was like more like hand me outs, right? Like you could get a lead, call, and boom, you're selling them whatever or whenever. You put up a listing, you throw out any number you want, and you're pretty much getting it, right? Because the money was free. But now people actually have to work,
Hmm.
and you have to put in your work ethic and your hustle day in, day out right now. It's not easy. Um, and that's what differentiates, the boys from the men or the girls from the women, to be politically correct,
Hmm.
right? So it's in essence, you have to execute. And one of the ways that I found to be successful, and I'm teaching my team as well, and I'm coaching them, is how are you different as a realtor compared to the next realtor, right? Who cares if I sell 50 homes or 100 homes? But what if we brought in an aspect of a huge value mortgage guy? We have a great title person. We have a great attorney. On top of that, we have local contractors that will enable you to save a lot of money than bringing your people from New York. And all of that put together. I'm sorry, I'm on a podcast. Okay, sorry, my son.
No.
So how do you bring everything together and put it as a nice big bulk value add for the client? And that develops a lot of trust, value, and relationships long term, as opposed to boom, I close the deal next, close the deal next, close the deal next, right? Because you're right. We are the brand, but we're also part of a bigger brand and industry that requires more quality than quantity. And I see it's happening right now where the quality stays and the quantity is slowly dwindling away because everybody wanted to get into the business just because Property Brothers is on,
It
or
was easy, like it's not something that they didn't treat it as a business. They, like you said, you hinted on a lot of great things. You have to have a circle of influence, and people say you have to have a group of people your go-tos. So yeah, you're in real estate. I'm in insurance. Whatever, whoever's watching, you might be whatever business you're involved in. That's not all you are. Like, you are to help others with solutions. So you might be on a call. I'm on a connection call this morning. I learned about talking about with a financial advisor. You'll learn about some of their pain points, some of the struggles they might have. And if you can fix those problems, now that's an opportunity that you're building a relationship for the future. It's not just, wheeling and dealing leads. You're actually going deeper. It's more solid, and it's a better practice to build that business properly.
No, for sure. And you know what? We're seeing a big change in the industry. Obviously, a lot of people are surrendering their licenses. People are going to referral. It's just right now it's survival of the fittest and the strong survive. But I always tell my team, look, the strong will only survive because of your value proposition to your clients. It's not a lot of times what you know, but who you know. And it's glad to be in partnership with a lot of people around in the area, whether it be North, South Jersey, but at least we could piggyback on each other and help provide that full product for each buyer or seller that needs it.
And I'm glad your son interrupted, because our family, our kids are that's why we work so goddamn hard for what we do. And we put ourselves out there, and we're trying to be very, loving across the board. And we all try to make time, and you make time for your kids. Can you share a little insight of how you are as a dad?
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's the one true definition of being able to balance out your business that I've learned over the years. Definitely didn't have that in the beginning. Definitely suffered a lot, not in the business aspect, but in the personal life, because a lot of times, it does come down where you wind up putting your clients and your business first and putting your family on hold. And obviously, look, we all chase the money. We all want to be successful. But at the end of the day, I built a team for that particular reason, right? Infrastructure is key. My time is very important to me, whether it be taking out a client, but as I'm taking out a client, I have everything working on the back end. While I'm on vacation, my business still operating. But the most critical part, I feel like, in my accomplishments right now are, having 3 kids, 11, 10, and 8 in different ages, different kind of activities, being able to juggle basketball practice, volleyball, dance, gymnastics. It takes a lot, but I've realized without the right infrastructure and, setting up your time properly and being able to accommodate, look, this is my time with the family, this is my time for the business. And I've realized, when people do respect you and they appreciate the kind of level of value you provide, they're going to be with you today, tomorrow, the day after, and after that, especially if it comes as a referral from another client. They just really want to work with you because you come highly recommended. With that said, I never put clients last ever in my business, and I do juggle that struggle every single day. But I've learned to understand that you can't win everybody, right? And sometimes strategic approaches to the business is more important than, missing a basketball game for my son. And being a dad and loving my family, that's my top priority right now.
No, I totally agree. It's making that time, and you're actually there. Like this could be a problem for some people.
Oh, it's a problem. it's a problem
tough.
everywhere. We have rules during dinner. This goes away. And I'm like sitting there anxious, like, oh my God, my phone is going up. But, it's okay.
Yes.
It's going to be okay.
Yep. Because I've seen it. You go out to dinner and you see the parents who are just like, and then the kids are on their tablets or on their phones. I'm like, man, I want to be like, go over there, take some time, just take that away. And learn. You got to teach your child how to kind of interact and how to communicate, how to ask questions, and be like, "Oh, how was your day?" We always try to do that in the car when I pick them up from school. Like, "How was your day? What happened? What did you do?" Get them talking, just like we do in our business. We want others to talk, get our kids to talk, and then they'll start figuring out, "Oh shit, this is cool. I can communicate with that, communicate with my dad, mom, or whoever you're with." That's a powerful thing, and you're teaching them how to do it properly. And if they see you always on this, they're going to be like, oh, it's just, you don't matter to them. But if you take it down a notch and put this down, they'll be like, oh, he's with me in the moment, and he's actually in the moment with me. That's a fantastic thing to do.
Yeah, it's, you know how it is, Shawn. Our business is tough. I mean, most of the business we do is on the phone.
Yep.
So it's like, you try to have a conversation. The kids are asking you, I've taught them to be respectful. Like when dad is conducting a business call, just don't interrupt because it's inappropriate, it's rude. But After that, you just switch over and handle their concern back to the fold. It's not easy business for sure, but I've learned from my past experiences. Look, I'm working hard for the kids, but if I'm not there for them, then I won't have any kids to work for. So I've realized, time balancing and setting up an infrastructure to make sure you have both is critically important. Otherwise, you either fail in one or fail in both.
No doubt. And for that, I would love to transition into like, how do you help or develop yourself, George? Like over the years, you have in sales, you have lots of rejection, a lot of things you're not going to get early on. It's a lot more rejection than you have probably currently. But how were you able to deal with that? Were you having mentors? Did you have books you read? How were you developing yourself personally?
So I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever had a mentor. I mean, in the beginning, yeah, a lot of stuff I've learned by watching videos and hearing people in the office talk. I think it's critical for you to be around a top producing agent or someone who's had a lot of business done already. And as a new agent, just shadow them, follow them, go on appointments with them, go on listing appointment. Just be quiet, observe, listen, and learn. I've been doing sales since I've been 16 years old. And, being that I have a marketing degree in my major from college and a minor in psychology, I'm pretty good at reading people. But also, listen, over the years, I'm not as pushy as I used to be. My business is not really like transactional. We're more geared on building a relationship. And that means, look, I mean, every opportunity is going to present its problems, right? There's pluses and minuses. If you just go through the pluses and minuses with each client, right? Let's say a house is on a main road. Well, why would I talk the client out of a house on the main road? There's no point, right? Because what if that client wants to be in that location? What if that client sees, hey, look, it's cheaper, it's fully renovated, I don't have to do any work. You have to really let the client see the value and you guide them with your professional input and opinion instead of deterring them for your benefit. A lot of agents, they'll see a commission that says 2%. No, I'd rather show the 2.5 or 3%. But why? Why not show the house? The client loves it. What's the difference? You're still making money. If you're in it for the wrong reasons, if you're chasing the money before the passion, I feel like it's not going to be a sincere, lucrative career for you. It's going to be more like a paper pusher or a car salesman, not to talk bad about car salesmen, right. But it's just, that's more transactional. We're more about building a relationship long-term. Listen, the 11 years that I've been doing this, I made a ton, millions, tens of millions of dollars for my clients and their investment portfolios and their flips and their buy and holds and wholesale and renovations. So, coming from also an investment background myself, because I have some properties, I also used to build homes and I do flips. Given that background and experience, it's a very, very nice, consistent conversation to have to that part of the business, that particular vertical, because look, I mean, there's a lot of verticals in real estate, right? As we all know, you can go buy, sell homes, you could be buyer's agent, seller's agent, but what about the property management, the new construction, the flips, the buy and holds, the value add loans, the commercial, there's a lot of different avenues. And the more you're out there, the more you're learning. I mean, listen, every day I'm learning, I'm a forever student, you go out there and you hear something new. Now, granted, is it true? Maybe, maybe not. But when it makes sense and it clicks and there's a justification, explanation for what you're hearing and how you can apply it to better yourself and provide a value for your clients, I think that's important. A lot of agents, what I'm seeing when they get into the business is that they want overnight success. They want to sell a home for $2 million, $5 million. Boom. I'm hitting the ground running, made $100,000 commission, first deal. Yes, that's not happening. The chances of that happening is really slim to none, unless you're in New York with higher revenues. But
right.
in reality, Look, luxury real estate takes time, experience, marketing. It's a different caliber of negotiation. There's a lot of moving pieces. In reality, you're probably going to start with rentals or little deals here and there until you build your confidence, until you know what you're doing. And I always say, look, my definition of overnight success is 10-year run. That's your overnight success. After 10 years or around that time, you should start seeing like a healthy referral book of business. Like I don't need to get on the phones, but I do, because I'm always looking to grow and looking to develop. But at the end of the day, all the new agents, they really need to learn, listen. We're ever adapting. Look at the market now. I mean, we went from waiving everything and offering your unborn children, your kidney, whatever you want, throw the family vacation, to now like we're barely like finding homes for clients because there's no inventory, right? So being able to adapt, I think, is the key to be successful long term. But short term, learn, partner up with somebody who's willing to put in that time to you. A lot of agents are just not helpful. I'm always open. My phone is always on. You can always call me, ask questions. Glad to help. Whether you work with me, for me, or with me, it doesn't matter. I'll always extend that knowledge that I know.
I agree with you. And I did a video the other day talking about how there's people that are selling real estate and there's people that are just, kind of building teams and hoping they find a whale that will make them, they don't have to do anything. And that's not the business if that's what you're in. Are you in network marketing, which I'm involved with that kind of stuff, and it's great, but it's not what real estate is. It's something that people have to understand. There's pluses and minuses for that as well. But what were you like? What did you do before real estate?
So I was in cell phone sales, telecom business, and from retail consultant to lead consultant to assistant manager, store manager. Handled a few stores, and then I went to corporate B2B with T-Mobile. And once I started working with businesses, getting on the phones, cold calling, and we did very well. We were selling service for businesses throughout the country, and at that point, I just had my real estate license, wasn't really practicing, and I decided, I was like, you know what, let me try this. And 11 years later, here I am. The first year and a half, I think I did absolutely nothing.
Right. People have to understand that. And I appreciate you being transparent. It's true. There's times you're going to take a beating early on, no matter what you're doing. And it's just pushing through, knowing that you're going to be consistent. Things are going to work out for you.
Yeah. You got to, first, it comes from within. You got to have the confidence. Let's be honest. You have no confidence. People read, see, eat through that like in a heartbeat. Second of all, you have to understand we're in a business which is driven by tangible market, right? There's no homes, you're not making money. If the rates go up, I mean, you got to get creative, right? We all work as a team, but in reality, it's the ups and downs, the roller coasters. Look, I could have a month where I make $100,000, or I have a month make zero and plus lose money. So look, at the end of the day, it's just being honest with yourself and being able to stay consistent. Look, I wake up every morning and I don't say, oh, I got to go clock in at 9 a.m. I have a boss report. No, you are your own boss. You wake up, you work, you make money. You wake up, you sleep, you don't make money.
Right. Very simple. Yeah.
But as simple as it sounds, most people don't realize, it's all about consistency and infrastructure. Like you have to develop good habits from the jump, right? So like I don't have to go to the office, but this is my office at home. I'm in here every day, however long it takes, and getting creative with providing a value for different clients, whether it be investors, retail. It's a habit. Like I tell my team, every morning when you wake up, you should jump on the hot sheet, right? You should know what came out today. What is new to the market? Like I know exactly every single home in my area that comes out. I know about it. Why? Because I'm on there 3, 4, 5 times a day, just checking on top of working through the MLS, but if you're not on your A game like that and you have clients looking, but they send you stuff and they're like, oh, George, you see this came out, and you're like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, it happens. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I could be in multiple appointments, but in reality is 95% of the time, oh, I knew that. Like and I'm already sending it before my client's sending me. That's key. It's all about your work ethic and just get organized to make sure you're doing what you need to do to succeed. Look, I mean, some people it's going to take a year, others 5, 3. There's no right path, but if you partner yourself up with success, you'll do it faster for sure.
Now, do you work very hard, and what do you do for fun besides work? Where would we find George? What's fun now compared to what you were when you're younger?
Yeah, so when I was younger, the Monday through Friday, or 5 days a week, maybe 6 days a week workflow was like, oh my God, I can't wait for the weekend. I don't really care for that anymore. I've been working 7 days a week for 10 plus years. I absolutely love and enjoy what I do. So for me, every day of work is not the same as going to work. It's just, I feel like, look, on my days off, I'd rather be doing something around the house, which is rare, but reality is I'm used to a schedule with my family where, look, work 7 days a week for a month, month and a half, 2 months straight, and then go to Florida, go to, take 3-4 days, recharge, boom, to work. For us, is really days off is irrelevant. I'll be honest with you. Like every day you're on the clock, but I prefer to have that schedule and just go away for a week, 3-4 days, come back. Granted, Shawn, remember my team is on overdrive, so when I leave, the business is still working.
Right.
It just never stops. It's 24/7. I actually get anxious when I have days off. I'm like, what do I do with myself? I'm like, this is boring. I'd rather be working. Listen, if I could work 48 hours a day, every day, I would. I always tell my team, I'm such a bad workaholic. I'd probably be the one that be like 90 years old that dies at the open house. Trying to sell a client.
Now, are you into travel? Are you traveling and taking some time as well?
Yeah, we travel. Just with my family, with the team, try to do local events. But with the family, if there's no school, then we travel right away. If not, obviously we work around the schedule. But my wife and I would like to take some time off, just for ourselves, recharge. She's also in real estate. And we're working on opening up right now, like another business to diversify. So we've been putting in double the work with much less time and handling family. But you know what it is? I love it that way. I like when life runs at 180 miles an hour rather than a turtle speed, because I'm more of a go-getter. Like when I need to get something done, I do it now, because if not, I forget.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. And I like being busy as well, like doing multiple things. I have young kids. I have a 5, 3, and 1-year-old. So it's like, yeah, it's like busy every day. You work hard. You want to spend time with them. It's just something that, yeah, keeps you young. I think having kids keeps you young, and it also keeps you hungry, right? It keeps you hungry because you wake up in reality. If you're in sales, those who are watching, you wake up really no guaranteed paycheck every day. You got to go out there and hunt. And a lot of people don't understand that the skills of hunting, whatever they're involved in, are not taught. They're, you have to be around somebody. You got to learn about it. You might be able to work a podcast like we're explaining to some people. Some people might watch this like, oh, I need to do what he's talking about. But the ones that do will have success. The ones that just listen, they're not going to be active. They're not going to have any success because they're not doing anything. They're not trying.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I always say, look, for some person, one method might work, right? For another person, another method might work. But I always tell my team, why work one method or the other? Why not work every method? I'm not saying be a master of none and jack of all trades, no. But in reality, technology is changing aggressively on us, right? In your business, in my business, in every business. I tell my team, please get familiar, and I'm teaching them, and I'm trying to implement a lot of the new technology with strategic AI and using artificial intelligence and buying data on how we can prospect and farm different areas, and actually be able to target the exact clients we're looking for. We found a way to be able to get to where we need. A lot of that has to do with education, right? Like there's a lot of people that do a lot more than me, better than me, have achieved more than me. So what do? I just go watch and learn from them and do my research. Look, you don't have to recreate the wheel. You just have to be able to execute on it in your own particular time and effort and in your market, right? What may work in Las Vegas is great, but it might not work in Jersey. Different rules, regulations, different procedures. But at the end of the day, the more you learn, you expand your horizon instead of just sitting and looking at a blank desk and expecting money to come out of the sky. I wish, listen, we all want to hit the lottery, but I'll be the guy that earn it before I win it. So,
no, I agree. I definitely agree. And putting some time in, being consistent. I would love to end on this. I always ask, are you into manifesting? Do you believe in that?
What's that?
When people put things out into the world, I'm going to have, 100 closed sales this year. I'm going to grow my team to 50 agents, 100 agents, 150. There's things that they put out on a consistent basis. And as you train your mind, you're listening to this, those stuff, you're going to find the ways to make that happen. Is that something that you?
Yeah, that's definitely important. I mean, goal setting, like setting expectations. My wife, she's very spiritual, like we approach everything with good karma. Like I never want to screw anybody over, like we put out good energy out there because she feels like you put out good energy, it comes back to you. That's her motto. Me, I put out a goal and I try to achieve it with that good energy. But mixed together, it's actually a great combo for our team, and what, how she inspires me and what I put out. But yeah, you got to manifest every year. You got to grow the business. Like, I think everybody took a hit this year, with everything going on in terms of our vertical and our industry. I'm sure it's across the board with inflation and the economy suffering, but I don't have the negative combo with my team and say, oh, the market is bad, the economy is suffering. Like, who cares? Next, like, what are you doing about it?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing about it? And that's the key. You got to be positive and you got to always plan for the next move because somebody else is already doing it. So
that's a great ending right there, George. Those that are watching, if you're popping in now, make sure you wait until this uploads, get from the beginning. But check out the description, has all of George's information. Reach out to him, connect with him, grow with him. If you need to sell, if you invest, you want to have some questions, reach out. He's a wealth of knowledge, always growing. So I appreciate George coming on, man. And we hope that everyone has an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you, Shawn. Don't forget, blink twice if you need a realtor. Boom.
Stick with me 1 second, George. Have a great day, guys.